The past matters. The past definitely matters. And while it hurts that you don't want to go into it, you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about how someone hurt you or how you hurt someone, you have to think about it. You can't just sweep it under the rug. You can't just avoid it. And sometimes you need to go back. Sometimes you do need to talk about it. Sometimes you do need to reopen those wounds or pick on those scabs of the past in order to get the closure that you are looking for yourself. Because here's the thing, you are not going to find that closure in that other person that you hurt or in that person that hurt you. You will not find it in them. And even if you want them to kind of give you that closure, sometimes they won't even give it to you. And so you have to sit there asking yourself, well, what do I do now? How can I find closure? And some people would say, live more, do things for yourself, go out, have fun. But for me, and what's worked for me all the time is sit and think. Think about what has happened in the past. Sit with it. Feel it as much as you can. Feel it to the point that you just get tired of it, and then move. Move on from it. And that's hard. It's hard because you don't want to sit with that. I wouldn't want to sit with that again. I don't even want to think about that again because I know that if I were to think about it right now, what happened to me, how I got discarded, all of that, I would feel a bit of emotion. I would feel hurt. I would feel pain. But I'm also glad that I've spent countless nights and countless days sitting with that night, the night that it all happened, because here's the thing, I needed that. I needed to sit with that. I needed to kind of go through it all to find my own closure because here's the thing, I never got it from them. And when I did, it was a little too late. The past matters. It matters in what you do now. It matters in what you're going to do in the future. Because did you learn anything from the past? If you didn't, you're just going to repeat it again. It's the saying that everyone has said. If you don't learn from your past, you're just going to repeat it again in the future, and that's kind of true. But Gio, I don't want to go back in the past. I don't want to relive those moments again. Well, then are you shoving it down? Are you trying to hide those emotions? Are you trying to hide that experience? Are you trying to hide what you did to that person or what they did to you? Because if you were to think about that again or go through what happened that night or those weeks, it would bring up all sorts of emotions, all sorts of feelings back up again. And if that happens, maybe you should go through it. Maybe you should try to kind of process it, think about it. And it's hard, you don't want to, but what if the closure that you're looking for is in the past? Because the closure that you're trying to look for from this person that left you, from that person that you left, they don't have it anymore. And if it's been a year, 6 months, whatever it is, they're already trying to be a different person. They are already trying to be someone completely different, to reinvent themselves, to become that better person for themselves and for whoever they may see. And they themselves, they probably have already went through that. They've already probably sat with the reflection and thought to themselves, how can I be better? Or how can I move on? Or how can I let go? And they probably thought about what happened that night for countless nights. And they change. That person changes and they don't carry the closure that you're looking for. They don't, because that is an entirely different person. You're going to go up to them and talk to them and ask for closure. They aren't going to be that same person anymore. So you're kind of stuck in this dilemma of like, well, what do I do now? I thought they would carry the closure I'm looking for. I thought they would accept it and give me that closure that I'm looking for. No, because they are someone new. The closure is in the past. And the past, while you don't want to relive it and you don't want to open it, you kind of sometimes have to do it. And I've said this before, sometimes it takes a conversation with that past person, but sometimes it's more so just sitting and thinking about what you did, thinking about where it went wrong, thinking about what you could have changed, thinking about the damage you could have done to them or the damage that they did to you. The reason I bring this up is because back in January, I actually did receive a message from my past partner. She was looking for closure. And reading that at the time of me now last month, I didn't feel anything. I truthfully did not feel anything. I read it and I was just kind of like, why now? It was the only question I could go back to every time I read that message. Why now? Why would you text me now? When I needed that message months ago, back when I was couch hopping, back when I was just trying to find my footing, back when I was just trying to get myself out of the hole that I was pushed in. Why do you send it to me now when I'm already out of this hole? Why do you already send me this message now that I feel better about myself when I needed it months ago? And so it made me think to myself that the closure that this person is looking for isn't from me anymore because I don't hold it. I don't hold it. And it made me start to think, well, where would you find that closure if you were that person? Well, in the past, in that past version of them. Well, I can't go back to the past, can I? Can't go back to the past version of me because that's not there anymore. Then you go with the next best thing, the memories that you have of that past person, the memories that you guys shared. And with that, I think that's where you can find your closure. Another thing too that popped in my head is I've mentioned it before. I have sent messages to this person, but I never sent them. And what I mean by that is I've written messages in my notes. I've written messages that I never sent after we broke up. It was like I was still texting them, yet I never sent it. And I have like 45 pictures or 45 messages somewhere like stored somewhere in my phone, and I don't look at them anymore, but I used to. And when I did look at them, it kind of gave me a reflection. It kind of showed me or showed me a glimpse of what the past version of me was. And it made me think, was that where the closure would be found as well? In those past messages that I never sent? And that's what it made me think. I think so. Because I was still that person that was still trying to cling on to them, trying to to find a way for them to be back in my life. And I'm not that person anymore. So when I read the message from them asking for closure, I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything because I don't have that closure anymore. The closure that she's looking for is in the past. And maybe I have the key for that too. I have no idea.